call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Blackshear takes on Davey Grant this Saturday at UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. And I think this fight is closer than what the odds makers are making it. You know, Davey Grant getting up there in age, 39 years old, will be 40 in December. Going to be the smaller guy compared to Blackshear, who's in his prime, 30 years old. Going to be the bigger guy, more active, has more momentum. Davey Grant coming in off of a win over Ramon Taveras back in December. He was supposed to fight Daniel Santos back in April. Daniel Santos had to pull out. I was going to pick Davey Grant to beat Daniel Santos in that fight. Before the Ramon Taveras fight, which is very gritty, very close, but Davey Grant won the fight unanimously, did more damage to edge out the rounds. Had a split decision before that to Daniel Marcos, where I think he won that fight. Beat Rafael Alonso by a inverted triangle choke. Before that, TKO'd Luis Smoka, and then lost to Adrian Yanez by split decision, and then Marlon Vera by unanimous decision. So only losing to really good guys, and kind of just getting squeaked out, you know, in decisions. He has been finished a few times by submission, but that was back in 2018 and 2016. Hasn't been the most active guy since that time frame. Unfortunately, kind of lost his prime to inactivity, injuries, things like that. But is coming in off of a win, although it was 8 months ago. And like I said, taking on Blackshear, the monster, who is very well-rounded, going to be the bigger guy. Has a 3-fight winning streak going into this one over Cody Stamann, Cody Gibson, Alateng Ali. Not the greatest competition, honestly. Cody Stamann, I think, is underrated, but Cody Gibson, Alateng Ali, not the best guys. Has a loss to Mario Batista, was knocked out by Montel Jackson in 18 seconds before that, over just only a year ago. So I think I'm gonna go with Davey Grant in this one. I feel like people are counting out Davey Grant. I think he's very gritty. I think he's very good. From what I'm hearing, he feels better than ever. Overcoming his injuries, trying to stay a little bit more active. Unfortunately, that Daniel Santos fight fell out, but he's got really good kicks, great stabbing kicks to the body. Throws a wide variety of kicks to guys. Very effective on the feet. Switches stances. Good defense. Doesn't take a lot of punishment. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt as well, so he'll be able to match that with Blackshear, who also does have good wrestling. I think he's only like a high school wrestler, but he does have good takedowns. And Davey Grant only has like 61% takedown defense, so that is a possibility that he gets taken down and controlled. But Davey Grant, like I said, he's old, but he doesn't look like he's old. Like, he's not slowing down. He's a very savvy vet. He's got great cardio to push a high pace. I don't think that Blackshear really wants to push that high of a pace. I feel like he likes to fight behind his length, behind his leg kicks, behind his jab, and kind of keep it where he wants it. Like I said, he's huge for the weight class, but that doesn't really bode well for his conditioning and his cardio. He does have good striking, powerful strikes, good kicks. Was hurting Cody Stamann before he got that the rear naked choke on him. He's bigger. He's active. He's been more active, has a little bit more momentum, but I just don't think there's anything that he brings to the table that Davey Grant can't deal with. And I was not impressed by Blackshear's last performance against Alateng Ali. He was kind of fighting at range and doing a good job there, but Alateng Ali, you could argue that he won the second round. He was getting in on him, having some success, even though he was fighting at like a 5, 6, 7 inch reach disadvantage. And Blackshear, a win over Cody Stamann, Cody Gibson, Alateng, I feel like these are guys that Davey Grant beats. And I feel like Davey Grant does a much better job against people like Montel Jackson and Mario Batista. Davey Grant's fought really good guys. Adrian Yanez, Marlon Vera, Daniel Marcos. These are high-level guys that he's barely losing to and arguably winning against. Knocked out Jonathan Martinez. We know how good Jonathan Martinez is. And even has a win against Marlon Vera back in the day. So I think Grant, I don't think he's going to get finished. And I think he's going to be in Blackshear's face the entire fight, looking to land kicks, looking to land strikes. If it does go to the ground, he's very good on the ground as well. Inverted triangle choke over Rafael Alonso, who's got world-class jiu-jitsu. I just think this is a very good dog pick in Davey Grant. I know that he's 10 years older and hasn't been the most active, but, he has been in training camp, hasn't been, taking a lot of damage. Blackshear's been very active. since November. He's fought, this will be his 4th fight since November, but had the fight against Cody Gibson in March, hopped right back in there in April. Didn't look that great against somebody like Alateng Ali. And I feel like if he's having the performance that he had against Alateng, I feel like Davey Grant can win that fight against him. I just think he's very, very gritty, very savvy, does everything very well, has a lot of finishing potential anywhere the fight goes. And I think he's just going to have the experience advantage. And I think he's going to be putting a high pace, putting a lot of volume out there on Damon Blackshear. And I think he'll get this one done by decision. Thanks.